Hello friends and welcome back to Abhicoder. In this video, we are going to do a full Flutter installation and setup for Windows. So the tutorial may be long and we are also going to cover the Flutter doctors everything we need to do and make Flutter suitable. So let's get started without any delay.
It's not a game, it's a rich game.
In order to set up Visual Studio Code, first of all, go to your web browser and search for Visual Studio Code download, and in the official website, go to its downloads section. Here click on Windows, as we are doing an installation for Windows. So it will install the setup file, as I am cancelling it as I have already downloaded the file for you. So here it is. I'll double click to run it. I'll accept, then next and next, and I will click on create desktop icon, then next, and install finally. So it is going to take a bit time to install depending upon your computer's configuration and space. So let's wait till it is ready. Visual Studio has finally installed on our system. Now we are going to do a git installation. Mark that this step is not important. If you want, you can skip this step. Just for an additional step I have added it. You can go to its official website and click on Windows, then 64-bit or 32-bit depending upon your system you can select, and it is going to download a full setup file. I will cancel it. I have already installed all the files for you. So I'll click on yes. Then you just need to do next and finally install. No setup is required. Everything is already ready for you. So let's wait till the installation is done. Git has installed. As I said you earlier, you can skip this step if you want. It's not that necessary. Now the most important step is to set up Flutter on our device. This is the main focus of our video. So go to your web browser and go to Flutter's official website, flutter.dev. There click on get started button, and here you will see 4 operating systems. I will go with Windows as I am with Windows. Then go down and get the Flutter SDK. Click on that. I am cancelling it as I have already downloaded this zip file. So before extracting it, so I'll minimize it for now. So before extracting it, go to your system directory and create a new folder named src in small case. Now extract the Flutter zip SDK there only in src folder. Click on OK and it will extract. So Flutter has successfully extracted in our src folder. You can see this. Now you can see we run some flutter doctor command or flutter run command. So let's try. If we type flutter doctor, maybe you can see Flutter is not recognized as internal or external command. So to fix that, we need to add it to environment variable. So go to the bin directory of Flutter. You can see this path. Copy this. Then search for system, environment and variables. Click on environment variable, and in the system go to path and new, and then paste this and simply click on OK, then OK and then OK. Okay, so you also need to add it to your user paths also. OK, OK and OK. That's it. Now you need to restart your terminal. Okay, so I've started CMD again. Now Flutter Doctor is going to work. You can see mission is successful. So finally we have finished with our Flutter installation, right? And see, welcome to Flutter, and all those commands are listed here. So let's run Flutter Doctor, and you can see there are something which we need to do. First is this Android toolchain, then Visual Studio and the Android Studio, which is very main. So let's install Android Studio and set up on our computer system. So in the browser we will type Android Studio download, and you can see this is the official website. Click on it. Now click on download Android Studio. Go down, then I accept terms and condition, then finally download it. So I have already installed it, downloaded it as I have said you. So you can see this is the one. Double click and run it. It will verify the installer. Android Studio is a bit heavy software actually, so it may take some time. Click on yes. Now next, then make sure to click it as it's very important to create an emulator. Then next, and finally install. Finally it's completed and it took me 11 minutes. So let's click on next and next. So it will start Android Studio now. So as I said, it's a bit heavy software, so it may take some time if you are having a very low end PC. Here we need to do some setup. Click on next, then standard, and then next. I will go with the dark theme and it will install this much of things. So click on finish. It will take some time. Actually it took a long time for me to do it. So after it is installed, we are going to actually create a emulator, Android emulator. So I have already created a video on how to install it. Yet click on this arrow, then go to emulator, AVD manager, create a device. Here select a device frame, whichever you like. So I am going to select Pixel 4a, then I will click on next, and here you need to download a Android operating system. So I will click on this. So it will also download an operating system. You need to accept it, then next, and it will download the operating system, Android operating system. Then we can proceed to create our operating system. So all around you need a good internet connection. After the download is done of the OS, we can select that OS, then we'll click on next. Then you can name your emulator, and in advanced setting also you can change if you want. Now everything is done. I will just edit the name. Now click on finish. You can see the device is created. Now let's run the ABD or Android emulator. Then click on allow. It will use your firewall. No need to worry. And you can see our emulator has started. So if you are running this for the first time, it may take some time to boot. So you can see the boot screen has finally appeared. It's a bit laggy actually. I use generally old emulator as my computer is not that much professional. So just to show you, I have installed this bigger version. Now we are going to accept the Android toolchain license, which is very important. In command prompt, if you type Flutter Doctor, okay, so the spelling is wrong. Flutter Doctor, okay. So you can see it's done. Android Studio is now green. Now we need to accept the Android toolchain license in order to run our apps on emulator and all those stuffs. So open your Android Studio first of all, and you need to install a small thing. Go to more, and on this option SDK Manager, then here SDK Tools, you can see this Android SDK command line. Check that, make sure to check that, and click on finish. It will install it. This is also important. It will unzip it, and it's finally done. Okay, now we can close it, and we need to copy this path actually. Okay, in this path only we are going, it's installed there, so we are going to accept the license there only. You can copy that path, close the Android Studio, then in File Explorer in the address bar you can paste this, and you will be redirected to that folder. Yes, so this is the one. Go to platforms folder, and here in the address bar just copy this path, and we are going to add it to our environment variable first of all. Okay, so in the search you can type for environment variable, in the environment variable go to system variable, and in the path we'll add a new one, paste it, and then that's it. We'll click on OK. OK and OK. So actually we forgot one thing. We will go to this folder, and we will also copy this address. Then we will reopen our environment variable, and in the environment variable in the systems tab go to path and add a new one. Then click on OK, OK and OK. That's it. The play with environment variable has ended. Now we will open CMD as administrator or normal also, and we will run a command. So here I will reopen it as we have changed something. We can also take Windows PowerShell, so we'll run Flutter Doctor here. So there will be a bit positive response from the doctor. So now there will be a exclamation mark instead of a cross mark. You can see there. Now we need to run this command. Okay, we need to in order to accept the license. So flutter doctor dash dash android dash licenses. So you need to exactly type this command only. Now you will hit enter, and now whichever thing will come, you will just click Y and then enter, then again Y and enter, Y and enter, and Y and enter. So license has been accepted. Congratulations, we have successfully completed it. Now let's type flutter doctor again to see the status. So yep, everything is green except Visual Studio. So now let's set up Visual Studio in our system. So Visual Studio Code is different and Visual Studio is different. Okay, so we will go to browser and search for Visual Studio download, and its logo is in violet color and a bit different. Okay, so now we will go below down, and you can see here there are various ones for different operating system. We will click on Visual Studio, not Visual Studio Code. Okay, Visual Studio, and Community 2022 is a free version, so you need to install that only, not anything else. So I have installed the installer. Yes, and it will install the installer from its server. Let it install. It's downloaded. Now it will install it, and Visual Studio installer has only set up. Okay, not the Visual Studio. Now the Visual Studio work will be done by Visual Studio installer. So let the Visual Studio installer run. In the Visual Studio installer, you will see many things. Actually, you can do many things if you want to do. So in here you can see you need to select this desktop development with C++. This one you need to check it. Only this is required. No anything else is required. Okay, desktop development with C++ and then install. It's going to take at least 6 to 8 GBs of your disk space. So I am skipping the video by cutting it because it took me very long, more than a half an hour. So I am cutting it from somewhere of the video and I am showing you. So download has completed. Now the installation is going on still, and the installation will complete. Finally, Visual Studio installation is completed. So now let's run Flutter Doctor again in CMD and let's check that if anything else we are left off with. Flutter Doctor, and okay, these two are completed. Yep, all the things are ready. Mission is totally successful. Now we are left with the last step to make Visual Studio Code ready for Flutter. Okay, so Visual Studio Code will run it as we have installed in the first part of this video. Now you need to install the Flutter and the Dart extension in order to make your Visual Studio Code suitable for Flutter coding. So in the extension, search for Flutter. This is Flutter. click on install. This is the original one. Make sure to download the original one. So whenever you will install the Flutter extension, it will automatically install the Dart extension also. So if you want, you can also manually do that by checking if it has done or not, but it will automatically do it, no issues. So let's wait. So the Dart extension is also installed. Now let's open a new terminal and create a new Flutter project. Both are installed. So in terminal, then new terminal, and I'm going to create a new project. I will run the command flutter create, and then I will give a project's name. Okay, the flutter create, and give any name you like for your project. So I have named it to do app, just for example, and it will run all the things, and you can see we are ready. Our project has been created by Flutter, and you can see all those lib main.dart file is also there, and you can do it. So that's it for today's tutorial. I hope you liked today's tutorial. If you liked today's tutorial, then make sure to subscribe and like to Abhicoder. See you in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.